from far, far away. He came here to learn and to play. The only thing he brought with him can best be summarized as emotional intelligence. Empath of the Empire, science fiction character with the ability to feel the feelings of others. Together we emerge out of while creating a new collective empire.
This is a broadcast.
This is a broadcast
Calling all empaths.
calling
Calling all
all
empaths.
empaths.
This is a
Broadcast.
Hell is a state of mind, and in the process of a spiritual awakening or hero's journey, it is one of the destinations. Jesus did his wandering in the wilderness. Horus went straight down to see Isis to get remnants of his father in hell, and Persephone goes there every year, right? The whole planet goes through this cycle of birth and death, life, etc. We call them the seasons. Hell is a state of mind on your journey. Now, what can be hard is when you get to hell is to get out of hell. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta get out of hell so you can be positive. There's a lot of people never escape hell. Never. Whatever vices that come up keep them stuck in hell. It could be addiction, resentment, and trauma. It could just be unprocessed emotional baggage that they just choose to hold on to. All these things. And in your journey, you may find that because you are a compassionate and loving person, because you are an empathetic person, you may find that you care about other people who you meet while you're in hell. You want to save them, you want to help them. But the people who can't escape hell are not going to be happy about you escaping hell. The point is, a lot of times they've rationalized and justify why they are in the situation that they're in. And rather than do the work, if they even understand that they can do the work, I mean, that's also an issue. But it's not your problem to do the work for them. You need to do your own work, and that means to get yourself out of hell. And it's sad, really, because the whole collective suffers when people give up. Everybody suffers while they're in hell and resign themselves. Right, it just brings everyone down. It keeps the vibration of the whole collective down. That's all. It's unfortunate because I think a lot of people in hell probably see themselves as good people, but they're just like, this thing happened to me, I'm a victim of this circumstance or that circumstance, but we all suffer. But as long as they resign themselves, then all the negativity that we see in the world can just fester in that energy. It just grows. It feeds the negativity of the world. You know, you don't have a need for villain if you don't have victims. And when you think of how the symbol for the devil has always been, or often been, a goat, now when you see that, think of scapegoat. That's the whole idea of that character, is someone to blame. But the truth is, if you are God and you have control of your own life, if you are in control of your life, you have to take responsibility. I've done this cycle so many times that I'm familiar with hell, and as experienced as I am, I still have to push myself. It's never easy to leave hell. I mean, it works on you. It works on your mind and your emotions, making you feel hopeless and powerless, making you feel like everything is in vain. It makes the world seem negative. Cynicism, mistrustful, assuming malice, assuming the worst. And all these things rob you of your personal joy. But everything that you see in the world is a reflection of what's happening within you. It almost like creates this distorted perception of reality of this life, this experience. It makes this experience look bad. Just like I have a pair of glasses that are rose colored that I wear some days, and all day that I wear them, everything has this rosy hue. Well, when I'm going through hell, when I was in hell, everything that I could see, everything around me, the world around me, from the media I consumed to interactions from place to place, it all was shaded by hell, the hell that I was stuck in. Now I'm telling you this now because you may find yourself in hell, and I want you to get out of it. Because when you escape hell, it's not just you bring in the collective consciousness out of hell as well. It's scary. I think what can make it scary sometimes is we find ourselves in hell when we didn't plan it, and then we're afraid to try again, to try to escape, because we're afraid we'll get pulled back. So it can be easier to just resign ourselves to hell, but that's not good for anyone. You, me, the universe. You gotta ignore the other people in hell who have given up. They're gonna appear as though they care. They're gonna discourage you from escaping. They're gonna talk and gossip about you. Who does he or she think they are, trying to better themselves? You may want to stay in hell and comfort them, but that actually hurts them as well as yourself. If you really care about people who are in hell, you will escape. You will show them that it's possible to leave hell. You will show them they don't have to stay. Because some people have been in hell so long, they have forgotten that there was more. Surround yourself with the creative energy, the creative forces. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're not going to be just like everyone else, but the healing energy of creative force is what you need to escape hell. The first time I was in hell in this lifetime, that was when I attempted suicide. Because in hell, it's hard to see anything else. It's hard to see the rest of the world. It's hard to see heaven. But you have to have faith in yourself and believe that there was something you used to want and you can still attain it. It just won't necessarily look the same, but it will make you feel the wonder and joy alive again. Depending on where you are now in hell, you could have a lot of work to do to get out, but you can get out. And just know whatever you lost is waiting for you. The fall, it was a learning experience. There was nothing wrong with you, but you had to learn to grow and be stronger and to be more successful at what you really wanted to do. And you wouldn't have gotten that knowledge without going through hell. Hell is a necessary part of the journey. It's not a place that you go because you are bad or you did something wrong. It's part of the process, just like the seasons of the earth. Winter doesn't happen and things don't die because they were bad or they're being punished. That whole concept of punishment is ridiculous. It was created by people in hell to either control you or to validate, like I said, rationalize, justify their situation. People needed a way to rationalize their situation that they felt too helpless to change. Exactly, because they couldn't. So they came up with the concept of, some people must be bad, and this is why bad things happen, and some people must be good, and that's why good things happen. No, it's just a cycle. It's natural. It's a rhythm of nature to go through light periods and dark periods. This whole construct of good versus evil is like boomer three-dimensional shit. It's not real. But you're holding up the cycle if you stay in one. Because if you observe different cultures, all that is relevant, and just don't hurt people. And that's kind of hurting people by staying in hell and trying to keep others there. And you're stuck in one when you're suddenly finding it hard to just connect with people, with humans who are just like you. You're probably stuck in some sort of hell. It's like the biblical mythology of God and Satan and Jesus. There's symbols. There's the beginning, there's the resistance that we have to overcome, and then emerge as a new self, and the cycle repeats. The last time I was in hell, the hardest thing for me to overcome was my concern for other people who had resigned themselves to hell. And the trap is as I would find a light and I would go towards that light at the end of the tunnel, it was like demons just clinging on to me, like, don't go to that light, don't leave, don't try, just stay. But at some point in time down here, I just had to leave them there with us and hope that they don't go or inspired. I'm scared to escape. They're just scared. It's not really my responsibility. It's not your responsibility either. You have to get where you have to be. Everyone does. Just show them. Show them the way out. And don't listen to their hate, negativity. Just show them the way out. And if you've been in hell for a long time, you might have forgotten. But it'll come back to you. You just have to remember, none of this is real. You were once a child and you were full of wonder and excitement because there was so much to see. The world was fresh and new to you. Well, the world is still fresh and new. There's so much you have yet to explore. You will never see everything. You will never get to experience everything you want to experience in one lifetime, because there are things outside of your comfort zone that you don't even know you want to experience. So when you hear the jaded voices and they try to discourage you, they try to make it seem like any effort is stupid, forget them. They're just lost. They're stuck in hell. That's what it's like to be in their mind. Don't share with them your success. They won't acknowledge you when you are doing what's best for you, and take that as a blessing and just leave them. Leave them in hell and move forward. You are doing the right thing by following your light. There's nothing wrong with success. It's just different for each person. But if you can just improve yourself, then you're a winner. That's all. You may find that you have to do a lot of work alone. But if you just do the work and find other people who are trying to appreciate life, who are appreciating life, it will help you. You know, a lot of these people are miserable just because they don't show their appreciation for life in the first place. Find more creators, more artists, musicians, dancers, people who take their free time to give and share. Stay away from people who just consume themselves, each other. Be the light that you are. And that's what you go through hell to find. Your own light. I don't know, I'll talk more on it, but I want to put something up because I need to be consistent with you guys and for myself. I hope you found this encouraging or helpful in some way. This is also for myself because I've come so far in life, accomplished so much for myself, improving upon the cards I was dealt, the situation that I entered this world in. And I realized my strength when I realized that I did all this without any privilege. I did this on my own. And through this whole journey, it's like that. It's like a cycle, a spiral. And there are really wonderful, amazing, exciting times where I do things that I could never have imagined. And then it gets mediocre, stale, and maybe there's a tower moment, or I get jaded. And a lot of times being jaded is just because you know, not pushing yourself, not trying to do anything for yourself. That's when I go inward, find my light. And when you find your light, shine it, share it with others who appreciate it. And I watch my light magnify. It will lift you up. It will lift the world up. Together we all rise. The empire rises. The empire of love. The empath empire. But right now, point of this episode is remind you are not alone. I'm coming out of hell too. We rise out of hell together. Don't stay in hell. We leave all these haters behind us. We keep succeeding. Don't spend time with people in hell. Goodbye, haters. Goodbye. You didn't believe. Show them the way out. Show yourself the way out. And you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to mention. I've been thinking about this for a long time, right? Because, like I said, I'm trying to do good for myself, but there's a lot of people who are in a bad place and they keep trying to keep me there with them in a bad place. Maybe they don't even know that this is something they do. We rise together. But you know, but I was thinking, people always talk about how others sell out. They talk about how, people forget where they came from and when they are successful. But you know what? That does happen sometimes, but knowing myself as I struggle and I try to work on my music and I'm working on this podcast and I'm writing a book, there's some people that you gotta leave behind because when you're trying to do better, they just wanna discourage you. And maybe that's why a lot of these famous people, quote, change. Because all the people around them, they're all the people who were who claimed to support them, weren't supporting them. And they had to fight alone to get where they got. Never look back. We rise.
Never look back, never sold my soul. Go gold, I'm cold, I'm so